Phase 1. The hook. Have you ever felt it? That heavy, solid weight in your gut. A brilliant idea. A burning ambition. A masterpiece, locked inside you, fully formed and screaming to be born. It feels divine. A gift from the cosmos, entrusted solely to you. And yet, it remains inside. A ghost in the machine. A king without a kingdom. We have a name for this gilded prison. We call it the void of potential. It's the space between the person you could be, and the person you are. It is the silent, screaming chasm between a dream and its reality. It is the most beautiful, and the most tragic, place a human soul can reside. Stay with me. Because today, we are not just going to diagnose this beautiful tragedy. We are going to perform an act of grand alchemy. By exploring the power of a young man with a dream, a gangster named Giorno Giovanna, we will uncover the secret to transmuting the dead, inert matter of your life into living, breathing, unstoppable momentum. You will learn how to create life from nothing. Title card explodes onto the screen in a flash of gold and fuchsia. Sharp, Vogue-style art of Giorno Giovanna posing with golden experience. Title reads, Giorno Giovanna's Golden Experience, the power to create life from nothing, Phase 2. The problem. Let's be honest with each other. You are not lazy. Laziness is a simple, almost comfortable state. No, what you experience is far more complex. It's a kind of paralysis. You feel the potential thrumming under your skin. You have the plans. Oh, the magnificent plans. They're sketched out in notebooks. They're mapped in Byzantine detail on whiteboards. They're saved in a folder on your desktop ominously labeled, the big one. You see the finished product in your mind's eye. The successful business. The finished novel. The chiseled physique. It's so clear, so vivid, you can almost taste the victory. And this vision, this beautiful, perfect vision, is the very thing that chains you down. Because when you sit down to begin, a voice whispers. Asterisk, where do you even start? You don't have the right tools. You don't have enough time. The conditions aren't perfect. What if it's not as good as the vision in your head? And so you wait. You wait for the spark of inspiration. For the perfect moment. For the universe to align and deliver the golden opportunity to your doorstep. You spend your days researching, planning, optimizing, preparing for a battle you never intend to fight. Think of the last time this happened. A project at work, a personal goal. You had the idea, the flash of insight. You told a friend, I'm finally going to do it. They were excited for you. You were excited for you. Weeks pass. They ask you how it's going. And you feel that cold, familiar knot of shame in your stomach as you say, oh, you know. Busy. I'm still in the planning phase. The hidden cost here is not just lost time. It is a slow and steady erosion of your own self-belief. Every day you fail to act on your potential, you're teaching yourself a lesson. You're teaching yourself that your dreams are merely decorations. That your ambitions are fantasies. That the grand vision you hold of yourself is a lie. This inaction is not a passive state. It is an active form of self-sabotage. You are starving your own future. And the void of potential, once a place of infinite promise, slowly becomes a tomb for your greatest self. Phase 3. The solution. The screen shifts to a vibrant, psychedelic depiction of Naples. Sharp sun, saturated colors. We see a stylized silhouette of Giorno Giovanna against this backdrop. But what if the very premise of your paralysis is wrong? What if you don't need to wait for the perfect materials? What if you don't need to find life? What if you could create it? Enter Giorno Giovanna, a boy with impossibly golden hair, the blood of two opposing worlds flowing through his veins, and a dream etched into the core of his being. But it is not his dream that concerns us today. It is his method. His power, his stand, is called golden experience. And its ability is deceptively simple. It can imbue inanimate objects with life. Watch closely. Giorno does not conjure a frog from thin air. He does not summon it from another dimension. He takes something that is already there, a briefcase, a lighter, a pen, a piece of broken wall, and he strikes it. He infuses it with his will, and he transmutes its very nature. The inanimate becomes animate. The useless becomes useful. The dead becomes alive. This is the philosophy of golden experience, and it is the antidote to the void of potential. It is a philosophy of radical creation, built on 3 unwavering principles. Principle 1. The principle of transmutation. This principle states that nothing is fixed. Everything around you, everything you possess, is merely raw material. Your perceived weaknesses, your half-finished projects, your limited resources, your past failures, these are not endpoints. They are not liabilities. They are lead, waiting for an alchemist to turn them into gold. You think you lack the right pen to write your novel? Giorno would turn the cheap ballpoint in your hand into a living entity, a collaborator that pulls the story from you. You think you lack the right connections to start your business? Giorno would take a single, forgotten email in your inbox and transform it into a bridge to a new world. The philosophy of golden experience insists that you already have everything you need. You are simply looking at it with the wrong eyes. You see a brick wall. Giorno sees 1,000 potential snakes, birds, and flowers. Principle 2. The principle of imbuement. Creation is not a mechanical act. It is a spiritual one. Golden experience doesn't just change an object's form, it infuses it with life force, with purpose. When Giorno creates a frog from a suitcase, that frog has a will to live. It hops, it breathes, it seeks survival. This is a metaphor for intent. Your will, your dream. A project without a soul is just a task. An ambition without a burning why is just an idea. To truly create, you must imbue your actions with the life force of your core desire. You cannot simply go through the motions. You must pour your conviction, your resolve, your very essence into the raw material you are transmuting. It is this imbuement that gives your creation momentum and a life of its own. It's the difference between a checklist and a crusade. Principle 3. The principle of the decisive strike. Here is the crucial, final piece. Life is not given through contemplation. It is given through contact. Golden experience must physically strike an object to begin the transmutation. There is no passive, gentle transformation from a distance. There is a punch, an impact, a catalyst. This is the most direct refutation of the void of potential. Your planning, your research, your endless preparation, it is all contemplation. You are trying to will life into being without ever making contact. The principle of the decisive strike demands action. It doesn't have to be a perfect action. It doesn't have to be a grand action. But it must be a physical, tangible, real-world action. It is the moment the pen touches the paper. The moment you hit send on the email. The moment you speak the first words of your presentation. That strike, that single point of contact, is the spark that ignites the entire alchemical process. Without it, the lead remains lead forever. The central metaphor, then, is this: you are not a miner, searching the world for a vein of gold. You are an alchemist, standing in a room full of lead, with the power to transform it all with a single, willful touch. The question is not, what do I need to find? The question is, what will I choose to transform? Phase 4. The application. So, the philosophy is beautiful, is it not? Grand. Theatrical. But philosophy without practice is merely perfume. We are here to build, not just to admire the architecture. It is time to make this power your own. We will now walk through the practical, step-by-step technique of applying the golden experience to your own life. I call this process the alchemical sequence. It is a ritual in 3 acts. Step 1. Identify your lead. I want you to stop waiting for inspiration. For the next 7 days, your task is to become a scavenger. Look around your life right now, at the inert, dead matter that surrounds you. I am not speaking metaphorically. I mean it literally. Find a physical object that represents your stalled project. Is it the half-finished painting leaning against your wall? The dusty guitar in the corner? The business plan printed out and sitting in a forgotten folder? Is it the running shoes, still pristine in their box? Pick one. This is your lead. This is your lump of useless matter. For the next 24 hours, I want you to place this object somewhere you cannot avoid it. On your desk. By your bed. Next to your coffee machine. You must confront its inertia. You must feel its dead weight. Do not try to work on it. Just acknowledge it. This is the raw material. This is your starting point. You are not starting from zero. You are starting from this. Step 2. Define your goal. Now, you will perform the imbuement. Take a piece of paper. At the top, write down the name of your project, the goal you wish to create. My novel, my business, my health. Beneath it, I want you to answer a single, piercing question. But you will not answer it with logic. You will answer it with fire. The question is, what injustice in the world does this project correct? Giorno Giovanna's dream was born from injustice. He saw the corruption, the suffering of the innocent, and he resolved to become a gangstar to protect the weak. His will was forged in the fires of righteous anger. Your will must be the same. Don't write, I want to be rich. Write, I will end the injustice of my family's financial struggle. Don't write, I want to be famous. Write, I will correct the injustice of my story being unheard. This is not about ego. This is about purpose. This is the life force. This is the soul you are about to breathe into the lead. Write it down. Read it aloud. Feel the heat of it. This is your conviction. This is the why that will fuel the transformation. Step 3. The decisive strike. This is the moment of contact. This is where 99% of people fail. They have their lead, they have their goal, but they cannot bring themselves to strike. Their strike is too big, too intimidating. They try to build Rome in a day. Your strike must be the opposite. It must be so small, so simple, so utterly non-threatening that the voice of doubt has no time to object. Your decisive strike is a 2-minute action. Not, work on the project for a few hours. Not, make some real progress. No, a 2-minute action. If your lead is a dusty guitar, your strike is to pick it up, tune one string, and put it down. If your lead is a blank document for your novel, your strike is to open it, write a single, random sentence. It can be nonsense, and close it. If your lead is your running shoes, your strike is to put them on, walk to your front door, touch the handle, and take them off. Do you see the strategy here? This is not about progress. This is about breaking the stasis. This is about proving to yourself, on a deep, neurological level, that you can make contact. That the object is not cursed. That the project is not impossible. You are not building a frog. You are simply proving the briefcase can be changed. Perform this 2-minute strike once a day. That is all. You are not trying to finish the project. You are simply practicing the art of transmutation. You are building the muscle of the decisive strike. The momentum, you will find, will begin to build itself. Life, once created, has a tendency to grow. Phase 5. The proof. You may think this sounds simplistic. A 2-minute action to conquer the void of potential? It seems absurd. But we are not dealing in conventional logic. We are dealing in the psychology of creation, and the proof of this method is everywhere, from the streets of Naples to the laboratories of neuroscience. Let us return to Giorno. Consider his battle against the assassin Cioccolata. He is grievously wounded, his body being eaten away by a flesh-eating mold. He is falling from a helicopter. All seems lost. He has no great weapon, no grand strategy available. What does he have? He has a bullet. A single, inert piece of lead in his own body. Does he despair? No. He applies the principles. The lead is the bullet. A symbol of his own impending death. The gold, the imbuement, is his unwavering will to survive and protect the city. The decisive strike is golden experience punching that bullet inside his own flesh. And in that instant, the bullet, the agent of death, is transmuted. It becomes a stag beetle, a living creature that burrows into his flesh, eats the deadly mold, and ultimately becomes the weapon that delivers the final, decisive blow to his enemy. He did not wait for a miracle. He took the very thing that was killing him and turned it into his salvation. This is the power of transmutation in its most dramatic form. He did not need 1,000 options, he only needed one piece of lead and the will to strike it. This is not just anime theatrics. This mirrors a profound truth about how our own minds work. The concept is called neuroplasticity. For centuries, we believed the brain was a fixed object, that once we reached adulthood, our patterns of thought and behavior were set in stone. We now know this is false. The brain is profoundly malleable. Every time you perform an action, you strengthen the neural pathway associated with that action. When you are trapped in the void of potential, you are strengthening the neural pathway of inaction. You are practicing hesitation. You are becoming an expert at not starting. The 2-minute action, the decisive strike, is a deliberate act of psychological warfare against your own habits. It is a tiny, manageable way to begin carving a new neural pathway. The pathway of starting. The pathway of contact. The pathway of creation. At first, this new path is a faint trail in the wilderness. But each time you strike, you walk the path again. It becomes wider, clearer, easier to travel. Eventually, the old, overgrown path of inaction is forgotten, and the new path of creation becomes your default. Your instinct. As the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus stated, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. Every strike, no matter how small, changes the object, and more importantly, it changes you. You are literally rewiring your brain to become a creator, one 2-minute action at a time. The proof is not in the grand theory, it is in the undeniable transformation that occurs after 1,000 tiny strikes. Phase 6. The call to action. The void of potential feels infinite. But it is a phantom. An illusion built from the fear of imperfection. Giorno Giovanna's gift was not merely the ability to create life, but the vision to see the potential for life in everything. To see a world not of dead ends, but of infinite starting points. That vision is now yours. You understand that you are not a miner, but an alchemist. You have the sequence. You have the proof. The only thing left is the strike. And so, my question to you for the comments below is this. What is the lead in your life right now? Name the one single, inanimate object that represents your greatest stalled ambition. Declare it. Make it real. By writing it down, you take the first step. You drag it from the darkness of your mind into the light of this community. And if this is the kind of analysis that sets your soul alight, the kind of strategy that awakens your own golden spirit, then I invite you to join our crew. Subscribe. Become part of a collective dedicated to dissecting the philosophy of victory and the art of the indomitable will. Finally, now that you understand the fundamental principle of transmuting inaction into action, you must learn to protect that newfound momentum from the psychological attacks of the world. That is why the next logical step in your training is our deep dive into the mind of Jotaro Kujo, titled, The Stoic Power of Star Platinum. How to Stop Time and Master Your Reactions. Click the video on your screen now, and learn how to defend the life you have just begun to create. Now go. Find your lead. And prepare to strike.